Hello once again. So I was watching some Talarian Community College videos and the professor's opening all sorts of boxes of Time Spiral. So I thought I'm going to cruise down to my local game store and I'm going to get a second pack. Now the first pack, not so great, but I think we can have a little hope because the professor was cracking all sorts of crazy super rares. So I said, hey, how much for Time Spiral? And they said $3.50, which is kind of odd for me because $3.50 is what they normally charge for a pack, or 3 for $10. So I paid $8 last time, and I thought, well, that's weird, because I heard there was a shortage. Then I finally figured out they meant $350 for a box. Since I am not independently wealthy, I went, all right, how much for a pack? And they said $15. So the goal here is to get something that, will justify me spending way too much money on a simple basic draft booster. Ugh. All right, let's see what we got. All right, first one is Talarian Sentinel, a 1/3 spell shaper creature flying for 3 and a blue, because we always got to start with blue, of course. And for 1 blue and tap it, discard, return target permanent you control to its owner's hand. I mean, okay, I guess. For 4? I don't know if that's a lot of value. Skip. All right. Sting Scourger. Ooh, it's a goblin. Guess what's going on my goblin deck? When it enters the battlefield, return target creature an opponent controls to its owner's hand. That's 2 cards in a row that do that. It's 2/2 for 2. You echo for 4. Which is, if it entered since your last upkeep, sacrifice it unless you pay its echo cost. Wait, so, whoa. I think I misunderstood here. So I bring it out for 2, and then when it comes back around to my upkeep, I got to pay another 4? Skip. Jeez, that's not even going in my goblin deck. That sucks. All right, well, so far, I'm not too encouraged here. Slipstream Serpent for 7 and a blue. Get a 6/6 creature. Can't attack unless defending player controls an island. When you control no island, sacrifice Slipstream Serpent, and you could morph it. I am like 3 for 3 on garbage cards, all right off the top here. But, oh my gosh. All right, let's try another one. Grave Scrabbler for 3 and a black for a 2/2, but it's got madness, 1 and a black, so if you discard it, it goes in exile. So when I do, I can cast it for its madness cost, or it slips into the graveyard. So this is some straight up Innistrad stuff here. When it enters the battlefield, if its madness cost is paid, you may return target creature card from graveyard to its owner's hand. That's got some value to it. I'm not sure it's still, well, for if you pay the madness cost, that makes sense, I guess. But for straight up 3 and a black, you better have something real important to get out of the graveyard. Sentinel Wood Readers for 2 and a green. 1/4 Druid. Kicker 3 if you pay 2 and a green. Well, on ETBs, if it was kicked, draw 2 cards. So for 2 and a green, then you can just bring it out. But for 4 and 2 green, you bring it out and you get to draw 2 cards. I don't know. Corpulent Corpse, meaning fat dead guy. For 5 and a black, you get a 3/3 zombie with fear. Can't be blocked except by artifact creatures or black creatures. It's got suspend 5, so you can, I guess. For 5 and a black, that's definitely not worth it. But for the suspend, maybe. That's a maybe. All right. So, Infiltrator Encore is a core rogue that will go into your party, and it's a core. I love core. But it's still 4 and a blue for a 3/1 with shadow can block or be blocked only by creatures with shadow. Man, I haven't seen that in forever. Suspend 2 for 1 and a blue. That, I think, might make it worth it. But certainly, if you're trying to slip around things, I guess that shadow power comes in handy. Have I pulled any white cards yet? Rift Elemental for a red. You get a 1/1 elemental, but 1 and a red. Remove a time counter from a permanent you control or suspended card you own, and it gets 2/0 till end of turn. Oh, now that's actually useful. If you're running a lot of suspended cards, you can 1 in a red as much as you want and take those time counters off, pump this thing. You don't even have to attack with it. It just gets juiced up for no reason. And that ticks down the time counters that fast. And yes, I like this card. I would, especially if I'm using, well, there's only one reason to play this card is if you're playing a bunch of suspend, but there's a bunch of suspend in this set. Lymph Sliver, and this is going right to my brother. All sliver creatures have absorb 1. The source would deal damage to a sliver, prevent 1 of that damage. Oh my gosh. All right, well, I told my brother I'd send him some slivers. It's a 3/3 on top of that. That's definitely a good card. Slivers are broken, though. Trespasser Ilvec. For 2 and a black, you get 3/1 rogue. Goes in your party. If you discard a card, it gains shadow till end of turn. Yeah. That would make up for the 1 toughness, I guess. Plus, there's plenty of mechanics out there that, you know, they make you discard cards, or they were like want you to. Man, this is one of them. All right. Basalt Gargoyle. It's a 3/2 gargoyle with flying and echo 3, so pumpable, so you can give it 0/1 till end of turn. Nope. Not doing that one. I think we're in the uncommons. Yep, this one's the first uncommon. Let's see if we got a better one here. Oh, it's another blue. Great. What is this? Shaper Parasite. 1 blue, but morph for 3. And then morph for 2 more. And a blue, but when it's turned face up, target creature gets +2/-2 or -2/+2 till end of turn. I got nothing but garbage in this pack. Come on. $15. That will teach me a lesson. Outrider Encore. It's a Core Rebel Knight, so I'd still like Core. 2 and a white for a 2/2, but flanking. Flanking is one of those old school, like, came out right when Magic first did type mechanics. Like with Rampage. Whenever a creature without flanking blocks this creature, gets -1/1 till end of turn. Let's see. There's a original mechanic too, where banding. That was confusing also. For 0, the next 1 damage that would be dealt to is Outrider Encore this turn is dealt to target creature you control instead. Wait, it's 0 and it's not tap? So that means you can do it as much as you want? I'm going to check the gatherer on that one. That's kind of super awesome, actually. All right, well, that would be the rare Sengir Nosferatu, or in English, Vampire. Is a 4/4 vampire for 3 and 2 black. You get flying. For 1 and a black, you exile it. Create a 1/2 black bat creature token with flying. Has 1 and a black, sacrifice this creature, return exiled card, name this to the battlefield. So it's replicating vampires transforming into bats. What possible use would it be to spend 1 and a black to make a 4/4 flyer into a 1/2 flyer? Somebody explain the logic here, because that sounds completely asinine to me. And our time shifted card is Primeval Titan. That might be worth something. 4 and 2 green for a 6/6 giant with trample. I like all that stuff. Whenever Primeval Titan enters the battlefield or attacks, you may search your library for up to 2 land cards, put them on the battlefield tapped, and shuffle. Well, that's going in a deck if nothing else. And I got me a giant token to go with it, because why not? Well, I can't help but feel like I might have crapped out on that $15 pack. So maybe I should just start opening these unbelievably large amount of backlog of packs I've already bought or have been gifted. Well, I hope my pain was somewhat entertaining to you. Catch you next time.